As above, so below. As within, so without. This timeless Hermetic teaching, traced back to the emerald tablet of Hermes Trismegistus, carries a profound message, one that transcends philosophy and resonates with both science and spirituality. It tells us that the microcosm and macrocosm are not separate, they are reflections of one another. The same intelligence that arranges the galaxies also governs the cells in our bodies. The laws that operate in the farthest reaches of space are mirrored in the smallest particles of matter, and within the mind and heart of the individual. At the heart of Hermeticism lies the principle of correspondence, the idea that reality is structured fractally. Every part of the universe, no matter how small, contains the pattern of the whole. This isn't simply a mystical or metaphorical idea. It is a lens through which we can understand the interconnected structure of existence. In biology, for instance, each human cell contains the entire genetic blueprint of the organism it belongs to. In physics, the movements of electrons around atomic nuclei resemble the orbits of planets around stars. This mirroring isn't coincidental, it reflects the universal intelligence encoded into the fabric of reality. To understand the whole, we must first observe the part. And to transform the world around us, we must begin by transforming what's within. The principle of correspondence teaches that the inner state of a person, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, acts as a lens through which they experience and interpret the external world. A mind that is centered and calm will perceive peace even in chaos. A mind full of conflict may see only disorder, even in harmony. This inner-outer mirroring goes beyond personal psychology. It touches on cosmic truth. There is no real separation between what happens inside us and what unfolds outside of us. When we shift our perspective, we begin to see reality not as a random sequence of events, but as a responsive field that reflects our internal condition. This idea has echoed through spiritual traditions for centuries. In Christianity, Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you," Luke 17 verse 21. In this context, divinity is not a distant being, it is an inner potential. To know the divine is to know oneself. The philosopher Plotinus stated, "The more a man knows himself, the more he knows the universe and what is beyond it." This is not mere poetry, it's a call to introspection as the gateway to universal understanding. Similarly, psychologist Carl Jung described the collective unconscious as a shared reservoir of archetypes and experiences that every individual accesses through their inner world. The journey within becomes a path to discovering truths that lie beyond the individual self. Each of us is a microcosm, a smaller version of the macrocosmic universe. Just as the universe is in a state of constant expansion and motion, so too is the human being in constant psychological and spiritual evolution. This dynamic is not limited to esoteric thought. It finds support in modern science, particularly in systems theory, fractal geometry, and quantum physics. The more we explore the subtleties of nature, the more we realize that patterns repeat, from the spiral of galaxies to the unfolding of a fern. By engaging in self-inquiry, meditation, and personal growth, we align ourselves with this evolutionary flow. This is the essence of the spiritual journey, not to escape the world, but to recognize the world within. The principle of correspondence also challenges the duality between spirit and matter. Traditionally seen as opposites, Hermeticism suggests that spirit and matter are two expressions of the same underlying reality. Spirit is the origin, the causal realm where ideas, energies, and archetypes arise. Matter is the reflection of that origin, made manifest in physical form. Think of it like this. Spirit is the seed, matter is the plant. Spirit is the blueprint, matter is the architecture. Spirit is the source code, matter is the program in action. This view dissolves the false dichotomy between the material and the metaphysical. It affirms that the visible world is not random or detached from higher laws, it is shaped and sustained by them. We can observe this correspondence clearly in the natural world. Take DNA, for instance. This microscopic structure holds the complete blueprint of a living organism. It's invisible to the naked eye, yet it governs the formation of bones, organs, brain structures, and even behavioral tendencies. Similarly, in astronomy, spiral galaxies follow the same geometrical curves as seashells and hurricanes, patterns rooted in the Fibonacci sequence. These are not coincidences, they are evidence of a fractal universe, where the part contains the pattern of the whole. Understanding this principle gives us a powerful tool, the ability to create change by working on the spiritual plane first. Whether it's our health, relationships, or life circumstances, transformation begins with intention, belief, and focused attention. For example, if someone seeks abundance, they can begin by cultivating internal states like gratitude, confidence, and self-worth. These are spiritual seeds that, when nurtured, manifest externally, often subtly, but reliably, through improved opportunities, clearer decisions, and a more magnetic presence. True change begins within. The goal, then, is not to abandon the material world, but to harmonize it with spiritual understanding. The material is sacred, because it is an expression of the spiritual. This is the essence of alchemy. Not turning lead into gold, but transforming fear into wisdom, confusion into clarity, and limitation into liberation. The alchemist's lab is the mind and heart. And the gold they seek is self-mastery. The Hermetic Principle of Correspondence teaches us that the boundaries we perceive, between self and world, spirit and matter, thought and form, are only apparent. They dissolve when we see reality as a continuum, a mirrored dance of inner and outer worlds. Now, let's look at how this law is mirrored in the natural world, supported by scientific discoveries, and how it can be practically applied to everyday life. One of the most striking examples of, as above, so below, in the physical world is the presence of fractals, self-replicating patterns that repeat across different scales. You can see them in the branching of trees and rivers, the structure of lungs and veins, the swirling shape of galaxies and hurricanes, even in the human brain and lightning strikes. Each of these follows similar geometric laws, known as sacred geometry, a universal mathematical language that organizes both micro and macro systems. The spiral of a nautilus shell mirrors the curve of a galaxy arm. The same Fibonacci sequence found in flower petals also governs planetary formations. These repeating patterns tell us one thing: the universe is not random. It is ordered, intelligent, and consistent, and we are built from that same pattern. If you compare the structure of an atom to that of a solar system, the resemblance is uncanny. In an atom, electrons orbit a nucleus. In a solar system, planets orbit a sun. This visual symmetry has led both mystics and scientists to question whether the universe is holographic, meaning every part contains the information of the whole. It echoes the Hermetic insight: every part of the cosmos is a reflection of the whole. Whether we're studying a single molecule or the Milky Way, the same universal laws apply. Physicist David Bohm, a colleague of Einstein, proposed the idea of the implicate order, a hidden reality where everything is interconnected beneath the surface. According to him, what appears as separation in space and time is an illusion. In truth, all phenomena are woven together in a deeper undivided wholeness. This theory complements the Hermetic worldview, that inner states and outer realities are linked, and that the structure of the mind can mirror the universe itself. Similarly, Carl Jung's idea of the collective unconscious implies that every individual holds within themselves access to universal archetypes, symbolic patterns that exist across cultures and time. This means our dreams, myths, and even personal struggles aren't just private experiences. They are reflections of something cosmic. Let's take a closer look at the cyclical nature of existence, another powerful demonstration of, as above, so below. The seasons change in a repeating rhythm: spring, summer, autumn, winter. Our bodies go through similar cycles: birth, growth, decay, renewal. On a cosmic scale, stars are born, burn, and collapse, only to seed new galaxies. In the human body, the circulatory system mirrors the planet's water system. Rivers flow into oceans and evaporate into clouds, just as blood flows through arteries and returns to the heart. This reveals a universal intelligence organizing everything from ecosystems to cells, all operating on the same fundamental design. The principle of correspondence isn't just philosophical, it's highly practical. It offers a new way to solve problems, heal, and transform your life by starting from the inside. Here's how. When your mind is disorganized, your environment often reflects it: cluttered space, missed deadlines, poor health. But when you cultivate mental discipline, through journaling, planning, or mindfulness, you begin to see structure emerge in your outer life. Your home becomes cleaner. Your work more focused. Your relationships more harmonious. Unprocessed emotions often show up as conflict in relationships. When you nurture inner peace, through therapy, breath work, or meditation, the outer conflicts begin to dissolve. You attract calmer, more conscious people. You set clearer boundaries. As within, so without. True prosperity starts with the belief that you deserve it. Scarcity in the outer world often reflects beliefs of unworthiness or fear. When you shift your mindset to gratitude, confidence, and self-worth, opportunities start to appear, not magically, but because your perception has changed. You start acting with more confidence. You make better choices. That's how the internal becomes external. One of the greatest insights of this principle is that small changes ripple outward. Just like a single drop in still water creates expanding waves, your smallest consistent actions can transform your entire life. Drink more water. Stretch daily. Speak kindly to yourself. Keep your promises. These actions may seem trivial, but over time, they reshape your body, mind, and reality. This is practical alchemy, transforming your inner lead, doubt, fear, laziness, into the gold of clarity, strength, and fulfillment. To live by the principle of correspondence is to understand that you are never separate from the universe. You are not a passive observer. You are an active co-creator. When you heal your environment. When you grow, the world around you grows. When you align with purpose, synchronicity follows. This is not abstract spirituality. It is reality, waiting to be experienced through awareness and action. As above, so below. As within, so without. These are not just ancient words. They are a living map, a compass for navigating this world with deeper clarity, intention, and harmony. Let your thoughts be guided by purpose. Let your emotions be grounded in compassion. Let your actions reflect your highest values. Because the world you see is a reflection of the world you hold within.